This is the most forbidden island in the world. So forbidden and isolated from modern civilization that when one man discovered it and met the tribe that lives there, they killed him right on the spot. This is the North Sentinel Island. Located in the Andaman Sea near India, it's home to the Sentinelese tribe, who have never talked to another human outside their own tribe. There are about 80 to 150 people living on the island. But there's very little known about their language, culture, and way of life, because no outsider has ever been on the island or talked to the locals. All that's known is that they have inhabited the island for tens of thousands of years. They live in leaning huts with slanted roofs. They move around using small canoes, maneuvered with long poles, and they live on fishing, especially crabs. They arm themselves with iron-tipped bows and arrows, spears, and knives to hunt. And it makes them very unique, as they are one of the last truly uncontacted tribes on Earth, living a life like in a time capsule thousands of years back. And even if you wanted to visit them, it's not possible, as the Indian government is protecting the island and no one is allowed to come close to it. 3-kilometer radius around the island, a no-go zone for anyone. It's done to protect the natives from communicable diseases brought by visitors, also because the tribe doesn't want to be contacted, and will try to kill anyone that even tries to come close. There have been several attempts to visit them in the past, and here's how it went. Number 1. In 1896, a prisoner from Andaman Correctional Facility on a nearby island escaped. Turns out he had been washed ashore to North Sentinel Island. A search party was sent and he was found on the island later, dead from arrows and suffering a slit on his throat. Number 2. In the 1900s, a group of anthropologists actually tried to befriend the Sentinelese from afar. They would arrive near the island and send gifts like toys, food, and utensils to the coast, in hopes the locals would like the gifts and as a result be willing to welcome them on the island. But that never happened. To this day, Sentinelese has never let anyone set foot on their land. Number 3. In 2006, 2 Indian fishermen moored their boat near North Sentinel. They were just sleeping after fishing illegally in the waters around the island, most likely hoping to catch turtles and lobsters, but they were killed by the tribe as soon as their boat broke loose and drifted onto the shore. And finally, number 4, the most infamous case. In November 2018, a 26-year-old Christian missionary named John Allen Chow arrived to the island to meet the Sentinelese tribe. He wanted to preach Christianity and convert them. But before he got to do any of that, he was killed by the Sentinelese people. He was never found, as after some efforts, the Indian government stopped looking for him. They feared endangering the tribe and to avoid violence against their rescue teams. And since then, the Indian government has strictly enforced a no-contact policy with the Sentinelese people. Even if you were daring enough to approach the island, navigating the waters there can be really dangerous. The strong currents and submerged rocks make it very difficult. Add to that the fear of a potentially lethal welcome, and you have a recipe for the ultimate forbidden adventure. So, while the world continues to change, Sentinel Island remains a timeless enigma, a place of secrets and uncharted waters. As its story unfolds, it leaves us with more questions than answers. This is the most forbidden